Welcome back to Mindset English. Today, we're going to take you on a journey not just through time, but through power, ambition, war, invention, and transformation. Let me ask you something. If I say the most powerful country in the world, what's the first name that pops into your mind? Chances are, you're thinking of America. But why? Why the United States of America? What makes this one country so dominant not just in the military, just in economy or technology, but in almost every corner of global influence? Was it fate? Was it luck? Or is there a deeper reason, a story that the world rarely stops to understand? Today, we're going to uncover the real story of how America rose to become the most powerful nation on Earth. And let me tell you, this story is more than just history. It's full of bold moves, unexpected challenges, incredible inventions, and the kind of ambition that changed the world. And of course, while we explore this exciting journey, you'll also be improving your English, learning how to express big ideas, powerful thoughts, and world-changing events in a natural, fluent way. So, get ready, because this is going to be the most enjoyable and informative English learning experience you've had in a long time. Let's begin. To truly understand America's rise, we need to go way back, not just to the birth of the United States in 1776, but even further. Long before there was a country called America, the land itself was already full of life, culture, and history. For thousands of years, this land was home to Native American civilizations. These weren't just scattered tribes, they had rich traditions, complex societies, and deep connections to the land. But the rest of the world knew almost nothing about them until something happened that would change everything. In 1492, a European explorer named Christopher Columbus set sail from Spain. He was looking for a faster route to Asia. Instead, he stumbled upon a whole new continent, the Americas. And though Columbus wasn't the first European to arrive, the Vikings had come centuries earlier. His journey set off a chain reaction. After Columbus came waves of European explorers, settlers, and conquerors. The Spanish, the French, the Dutch, and the British all wanted a piece of this new world. They saw opportunity, land, resources, power. Eventually, it was the British who left the strongest mark. In the 1600s, they established 13 colonies along the eastern coast of what is now the United States. These colonies were under British control, but the people living there, farmers, traders, workers, thinkers, they had their own dreams. They wanted freedom, a chance to start fresh, a new kind of society. But Britain wasn't ready to let go. It made the laws, it collected taxes, and over time, that control began to feel like a cage. People were angry. They wanted to govern themselves. This anger built up, and in 1776, it exploded into something huge, the American Revolution. Led by powerful figures like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin, the 13 colonies declared independence from Britain. They wrote a bold document, the Declaration of Independence, saying that all people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Britain didn't take that lightly. A brutal war followed. It lasted 8 years, but against all odds, the American colonists won. In 1783, the United States of America was officially born. Now think about that for a second. A group of farmers, shopkeepers, and dreamers defeated the most powerful empire in the world. At that time, no one imagined this young nation would one day rule the global stage. But the seeds were planted. After winning independence, America was still small, just 13 states. But it didn't stay small for long. The country had a vision to grow, expand, and become something greater. In 1803, the United States made the Louisiana Purchase, buying a massive amount of land from France and doubling the size of the country overnight. Then came the westward expansion. People moved across the continent, building towns, farming the land, and searching for opportunity. And then, gold was discovered. In 1848, the California gold rush brought tens of thousands of people west, all chasing wealth and a new life. America was booming. Railroads connected the east to the west. Cities started rising, and by the mid-1800s, the U.S. was no longer just a young country, it was an economic force. But then, the country faced its darkest hour. In the 1860s, America was torn apart by a brutal civil war. At the heart of the conflict was slavery. The southern states depended on it for their economy and refused to give it up. The northern states believed it was wrong and wanted it abolished. In 1861, war broke out between North and South. For 4 bloody years, Americans fought each other. But in the end, the North won. Slavery was abolished. The country stayed united, and out of that pain came a stronger, more determined nation. After the Civil War, America entered a new era, one of breathtaking growth. The late 1800s were known as the Gilded Age. Steel, oil, banking, railroads, these industries exploded. Men like Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller became symbols of success, wealth, and industry. Henry Ford revolutionized transportation with the automobile and the assembly line. Cities grew. Factories ran day and night. Immigrants came from all over the world to chase the American dream. And slowly, America became a land of innovation, a place where ideas turned into industries. By the early 1900s, the United States was not just growing, it was leading. It had more factories, more resources, and more production power than any other country in the world. But it wasn't just about business. War would once again push America to the top of the world stage. When World War broke out in 1914, the U.S. at first stayed neutral, but in 1917, joined the fight, and it made all the difference. America's fresh troops, weapons, and money helped turn the tide of the war. And when the war ended in 1918, Europe was in ruins. But America, it was booming. The 1922 were a golden age. Jazz, movies, skyscrapers, and consumer goods took over. But then came the Great Depression. In 1929, the stock market crashed. Banks failed. Businesses shut down. Millions were out of work. It was one of the worst economic disasters in history. But once again, America adapted. It endured. And just as it was recovering, the world was at war again. In 1939, World War II began. And in 1941, after Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, the U.S. entered the war. What happened next was extraordinary. America became the arsenal of democracy. Its factories built tanks, airplanes, and weapons faster than any other country. Millions of Americans joined the military. And in 1945, after years of brutal war, The United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan, ending the war and changing warfare forever. For the first time in human history, one nation held the most powerful weapon ever created. Nuclear power. No one could match it. America had become the world's ultimate superpower. But this was only the beginning. After World War II, America stood taller than ever, economically strong, militarily unmatched, and technologically far ahead of any other nation. But what truly set it apart was something more than just bombs or budgets. It was the reach, the ability to project power anywhere, at any time. Today, the United States has over 750 military bases spread across more than 80 countries. Think about that. No other country even comes close. If needed, America can strike any point on the globe in just a few hours. Its military isn't just big, it's global. And when it comes to spending, the numbers are staggering. The U.S. spends more on its military than the next 10 countries combined. It has the most advanced fighter jets, drones, submarines, and nuclear weapons on Earth. But modern warfare isn't just about guns and tanks anymore, it's about technology. America leads the way in AI-powered warfare, cyber defense, and even military space technology. The U.S. Navy controls the oceans. Its Air Force controls the skies. Its satellites and space programs keep it one step ahead in every field, from communication to surveillance. With this kind of power, no country dares to directly confront the U.S., but America's strength doesn't come only from weapons. In the modern world, real power often lies in data, information, and technology, and America controls all of it. It's home to the world's most influential tech giants like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. These companies are not just creating apps or websites, they're building the future of artificial intelligence, medicine, finance, and even warfare. AI is the next frontier of power, and America is far ahead of any other nation. That's not just important, it's game-changing. And it goes even deeper. Nearly every global financial transaction moves through SWIFT, a banking system heavily influenced and controlled by the US and its allies. If America wants, it can cut a country off from the global economy instantly. From financial systems to the internet itself, from media platforms to the most powerful algorithms in existence, America holds the keys. Its influence reaches every screen, every song, every business. Think about it. Even in countries that oppose US politics, people still eat at McDonald's, drink Coca-Cola, wear Nike, and sip coffee at Starbucks. These aren't just brands, they're symbols. They represent a culture that has traveled farther and deeper than any army ever could. And then there's the English language. English has become the global language of business, science, diplomacy, and education. It's the language of the internet, of aviation, of Hollywood, of international law. And who owns English in the modern world? The United States. People who want to succeed globally in business, in technology, in academia must learn English. And by doing that, they also absorb American culture, values, and thinking. That is soft power, and it's extremely effective. America's impact on global culture is enormous. From Hollywood to Netflix, from Avengers to Avatar, from Stranger Things to Breaking Bad, American stories are everywhere. They shape how people view the world, freedom, love, success, even their own dreams. even countries with massive film industries of their own like India, Korea, and China still follow Hollywood storytelling styles, techniques, and even effects. It's that influential. And what about music? American artists have dominated global charts for decades, from Elvis to Michael Jackson, from Beyonce to Taylor Swift. Their voices echo across continents. Even in non-English speaking countries, artists dream of breaking into the American music market. This constant stream of content spreads not just entertainment, but language, values, and ideas. It's culture as power, and it works. Even simple everyday habits, drinking coffee on the go, wearing jeans, working in open offices, chasing startups and side hustles, these are all part of the American mindset that is spread around the world. The idea of the American dream, that anyone from anywhere can rise and succeed, is still one of the most powerful concepts ever created. It's deeply connected to what makes America so attractive. This is the country that sent the first human to the moon. It's building missions to Mars. It partnered with private companies like SpaceX to bring space travel closer to everyday reality. And even now, NASA leads the world in space exploration. Let's not forget, America also gave the world the internet, social media, and some of the most powerful search engines ever built. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google have changed the way humans communicate forever. The United States is also home to world-class medical research. Institutions like the Mayo Clinic and Johns Hopkins have saved lives across the globe. During the COVID-19 pandemic, American companies like Pfizer and Moderna created vaccines at record speed, a medical breakthrough in human history. And at the heart of all this, the American economy, with a GDP of over $26 trillion. The U.S. economy is the largest in the world. American companies operate in nearly every country, from agriculture to aerospace, from Hollywood to hardware. America exports not just products, but possibilities. And perhaps the most magical part of America's story is that it's not just built on power, it's built on people. Unlike many other nations, America's strength doesn't just come from history or land. It comes from the immigrants, the dreamers, the inventors, and the risk-takers who built it. People like Albert Einstein, born in Germany, or Elon Musk, born in South Africa. They came to America not because it was perfect, but because it gave them space to dream. That's the magic of America. It creates an environment where new ideas can become reality, where background doesn't matter as much as brilliance. Yes, America has problems, big ones. Income inequality, a healthcare system that still leaves many people behind, student debt, homelessness, obesity. These are real, serious challenges. But here's what's remarkable. America continues to adapt, to innovate, and to evolve. It reinvents itself again and again. As long as it keeps embracing diversity, freedom, and ambition, it will continue to lead. Because in the end, America isn't powerful just because of what it has. It's powerful because of what it believes in and how it acts on those beliefs. If you found this video inspiring or learned something new, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Mindset English, where we explore the world, one idea at a time, and help you grow in your English fluency along the way. See you in the next one.